Sis, would you believe this is all just one makeup palette, concealer, blush, and bronzer? Well, guess what? We're going to be trying it all together on this midlife skin. Hey, beautiful. Welcome back to Beauty is What I Do 2.0. I am Darlene, your trusted guide for all things beauty for women over 40. And today I am going to do a review of a palette that I just bought straight off the internet. Girl, I didn't know nothing about it. I had never heard of the company, but it looked beautiful. And can you believe this? This is the results that I got. Girl. So I know that a lot of you guys love a very simplified routine, and sometimes I do too. So I had to get my hands on this to test it, to see, is it really as easy as it's making claims to be? So in this video, I'm going to be giving you my first impressions. I'm going to be doing some swatches on my hand. Of course, I'm going to show you how it blends on mature skin. I'm going to show you 3 different ways or 3 different looks that you can get out of this palette. And then stick around, make sure you stick around until the end, because I'm going to give you some details about how you can get and have a one-on-one personal consultation with me, and a little bit of information about my AI twin that y'all have been asking me about. You guys, let's get into this video. Okay, first things first, we got to get some foundation on. We got to get some makeup on. Now, this is going to be an interesting video because I have never done 3 looks, I don't believe, in one video. And I don't know what I'm thinking, but you know what? We're going to try it. We're going to see how this rolls out. So I already have on all my skincare. The only thing I'm gonna put on now is the Danessa Yummy Skin Face Serum in the color Juice Boost. I'm gonna put some of that on. And I'm gonna even say with this color of Juice Boost, it's a beautiful kind of bronzy, if you can see it, shimmer tone to it. And if you are a more fair skin, you will love this, especially under your foundation, which is the way I'm going to wear it. You would absolutely love it because it just gives you a little bit of color, gives you some skincare, gives you some glow, all the things. So I just wanted to put that out there in regards to this color. It's really, really nice. I am now today kind of going to slowly start switching back my foundations to something a little bit more dewy, though it is still warm here in Georgia. But this is going to be my first transition of foundation. And this is the Dewy and Smooth Maybelline, child, what is it? The Dewy and Smooth Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. And I am number 355. And if I'm not mistaken, this has an SPF in it as well. Though I already had on my SPF, but this is good that this has it. So I'm gonna just apply a little bit of this. Let me see, I'm gonna use my little spatula today. Hopefully that should be enough. I'm going to use a foundation brush to pat it in. So the other reason I'm choosing to use this dewy foundation, because I'm working with a cream palette. Now, that's not to say that if you have a matte foundation, oil-free foundation, that it won't work for you. I'm not saying that at all, but I know it because my base is already dewy. It's going to glide on very, very nicely on my skin. Now let's do these brows. I'm gonna first use NYX Brow Glue. Hold these bad boys in place. And you guys, I do not spend a lot of time on brows. I just make sure that they're cleaned up underneath, making sure, which I did not do a good job of today, but making sure that there are not too many extra hair growing where they should not for my arch, but I don't spend a lot of time. I'm gonna use a little loose powder over that skin so that my pencil adheres well. Because if I don't put a little powder, it's going to take me a bit of time to get it to show up the way that I want. I'm going to use also Benefit Precisely My Brow 4.5. It's a little dark, it's like a dark brown, and I'm using that because my brows are darker than normal. I will start to lighten them probably next month. I think so, next month. And so I've got to match, and as you can see, I'm mostly going to fill in the tail, so I've got to match what's there. Though mine are, I guess my brows are dark brown, but it's got to match. I can't go in with the lighter one as I normally would. See, I don't have enough powder over there because it's just sliding, girl. It's not doing anything. That's better. Let's just fill that in. There's gonna be always one that don't want to cooperate. Is that even? Gonna make me out into a liar. I just said I wasn't gonna spend a lot of time. But y'all have to admit, that brow looks better than this one. Let me do this. Girl, I am not happy. Hold on. I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna take that out a little bit that way. I think it was the shape. That's better. And then let's make that a little thicker there. I just told a whole lie. I took longer than I wanted to on these brows. Jesus. How about I'm still not happy? But you know what? It's not about the brows today. It's about this palette. All right. So now that that is done, let's get into how beautiful this palette is. Let's talk about how beautiful this palette is and how did I even find this palette? I was scrolling on Facebook, y'all, just like you. And I don't know what I saw. I don't know if it was the palette that was open or her applying it to her face. I don't even remember, but I was like, I bought that thing so fast. I bought it, honestly, I bought it so fast. I was like, what did I just buy? After it said purchase is being shipped, I said, what did I just buy? But how about I was pleasantly surprised when it came. This is beautiful, beautiful. So you slide it out, girl, and you still get another beautiful cover. And then look, y'all, look how beautiful these colors are. So let me see if I can come around. This top row, so it comes with a cover, but I'm gonna just keep it here. This top row is supposed to be for your highlight concealer. These are your blush colors. This can also be a concealer, but this is for your bronzer tones, or I would even say contour tones. So what made me, at first I wasn't gonna do a tutorial on this, so I hadn't thought about it. And what made me decide to do it was that, girl, I'm hot. Why am I getting hot? Because I'm 55. I'm 55. And this body just want to do what it want to do when it want to do it on TV. Why? Anyway, so the reason I decided to do a tutorial, you guys saw my last fall little reel that I did about my fall lips, my 3 favorite colors. People loved that. They loved it, but they were like, well, can we talk about the eyes? What do you have on your eyes? And this is what I had on my eyes. I just wanted to just try it real quick. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show the people. Now, I'm gonna make sure that everything is in the description. But this is a Black owned line, guys. It is a Black owned line. I'm not sure, I didn't really look up the name of the creator of this line, but it is Black owned. But I think I'm good. But what I love about this palette is it's simple. It does have a mirror on top, right? It could be great for travel. It could go great in your suitcase because it's nice and flat. At this point, it's not messy. As you can see, I've only just touched a few colors. That was what I had on, that purple on my lid, and then I had a little bit of that in my crease. But I would not be mad at all traveling with this. I would definitely keep the cover. Make sure you keep the cover, but this would be gorgeous to travel with. Let's try some of these colors on the back of my hand so we can see what's going on. So the color, which I'm gonna start with the pink and move that way and let you see what it looks like. That's some good pigment right there. That's the first color. So that's the second. I can see these as lip colors too, y'all. That's gonna be part of this 3-part tutorial. So it's not gonna just be blush, this can be lip color as well. There's the purple, there's the orange, and there's the red. And so those are the colors for the blush. Let's go through with the contour. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just swipe them all so you can just see what it looks like. That's good. I can tell which one is going to be the one that I'm going to use as a bronzer. So those are the colors on the bottom from the lightest to the darkest. I can tell you now that this one here is going to be the one that I'm going to use. This one right there, because it has a little bit of red in it for the purposes of a bronzer. And then let's go with the light. I'm not sure how I would use this white other than it being a primer color before I apply my shadow. Or I would use it to mix and create my own color. Ooh, that's a good yellow. That's gonna be my color. And then they have a pinky undertone. And then those are the concealers. Hopefully you guys are seeing these. Very good colors. I feel like they could serve all skin tones because that white, that's the purpose of, so this is a true makeup artistry type of palette. Because what makeup artists do is that we do mix colors to get the tones that we need. So if you are someone very fair, if you're white and you happen to be watching this and you're like, I can't use that, girl. Yes, you can, because that's why that white is there. That is why that white is there. And then you could mix it with another color to get the tone that you want. You could even mix that white with the pink if you have more pink undertone. Now it would require some practice. You would need to practice this. Don't do it the day you have to wear it. And that goes for anything new, suggest. If it's new and it's something that you have not worked with in the past, do not, girl, wake up. I don't care how motivated you're feeling, because it's going to require some trial and error unless you've been doing your makeup for a while and you're pretty good at figuring tones out. Now let's get started applying this makeup. The only thing I did when I did that lip video was I did eyes, I did do some contour, but I did not do concealer because I was like, I ain't got time to experiment with that, right? But now that I've played around with it, though it's still gonna be an experiment now because it's my first time, we're about to see how this is gonna look. So let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start with the eyes, and I'm going to use, let's see, I think I'm gonna use, I'm gonna use this one underneath my brow. I'm gonna use this one here underneath my brow just to carve it out, and let's see how the tone works. I'm taking it straight from the palette. I'm going to use it on the back of my hand just so that I know what the consistency is like. And it's very creamy, first of all. I love it. It's very, very creamy. So I'm gonna just use a little bit underneath here just to carve out my brow a little bit. It's kind of light, even though it looks very warm on the palette. As you can see on my skin, it's coming out a little light. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use a little bit of this, of the darker one here. And I'm just going to see what this would look like. Okay. I'm going to put this just on my lid. It's a little different. The top one has more yellow undertone, which is fine. This is a little bit more olive. It's not as warm, but now I know at least how to play with it. And now I'm just taking a separate brush and just blending both tones together. And I guess if it's too light, you can always take your brush and just blend it out until it's sheer enough, which is exactly what I'm doing. Now what I want to do, since I have my base on, I want to go ahead and do the under eye. Now this right here, y'all, this is going to be tricky. So I'm going to use my triangle sponge, and I'm still going to go in with the very first one straight into the palette, and I'm going to just tap underneath here. Y'all, it's not bad. Let me go back and get a little bit more. Take it to my hand a little bit first. I think I like it, y'all. And what I mean by I like it, the tone is fine. And the fact that I'm using the right tool, this sponge, is also helping me to blend it better on my skin. Of course, applying it exactly where I want it. And now we're going to let that sit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now go in with what I believe would be my bronzer / contour, which is going to be this one right here. So I'm just using a brush, tapping in it, going on my hand first because I don't want all that product. And I'm just going to rub it here. Oh, you can see that good. Can you see it? You should be able to see your contour before you turn your head. You should already be able to see that shadow there, which is great. I'm gonna go back and get a little bit more. So already this is my money's worth. If you were to buy a separate concealer, it would be $25 or more, right? Separate cream blush, definitely $25 or more. This palette was only, I want to say, you guys, $39.95. That's good. We're going to take that same one, that same color. We're going to do a little contour here down the side of my nose. I'm taking what was on my hand. Y'all, how about I forgot to even do this? Now it's too much. I'll bring it up a little bit. And now we're gonna go back to that contour. And this totally is optional. I'm just showing this for you girls who do like to do it all, so you can just see how to play with it. Well, we just do it like this and use what's remaining here on the sponge. And I'll also bring what's remaining here on the sponge down underneath here and my chin. I like it. I'm gonna do a little bit more. I want to get a little aggressive here. I want to see this a little bit more. And then I'm going to use whatever's left here. Y'all know your girl. I got a little bit of a forehead. I think it's cute. Now, as far as blush goes, I'm going to use this red. That's what I used the other day, was this red, because I was feeling like I want red, right? So I'm going to use a separate brush. I'm going to use this brush here. And I'm going to tap into it very lightly, again, on my hand. And it wasn't a lot. So when you use a fluffier brush, you're going to pick up less pigment. I'm just going to tap that right there. So then we're going to blend all that together. I ain't going to lie, that is already cute. So I'm placing it right on top of the contour, a little bit above it. I already like it, y'all. For real, I already like it. What I'm gonna do now that we've got all of the creams on, the only thing we don't have on are the eye colors. And let me think, I'm gonna wait for that. I wanna just blend the face. This is how I would normally do it. So now I'm gonna take my beauty blender. I'm gonna take my Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I'm gonna spray it and I'm gonna go ahead. Before I use that, let me use this brush and let me start to just blend out the edges. Just blend that right there first and blend these edges out. And just tapping it here. Then, now with my beauty blender, I'm gonna take it and just tap on top. So not only is this setting it, this is also still blending it too. One thing's for sure that I see, it's keeping my face looking nice and dewy. And you're gonna really appreciate that going into the winter months. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and blend out these lids. And I'm gonna show you the trick that I use for the lids, because we naturally crease there. And normally I would place loose powder on my lid to prep them for my shadow. But because I'm going to use this as my shadow, I'm not gonna do that because I need to keep consistency, right? Cream concealer on the lid, and then I'm gonna use a cream color, and then I'm going to set it with the powder. But for a nice natural look, you guys, this for me, this is natural look #1. And then from here, you would either go with your liner and mascara, or you would put on a lash and then whatever look you want on your lip. That's it. So now let's bump this up from this natural look to just a little bit of shadow and maybe like a lip gloss, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a fluffy brush like this, and I'm going to go in, I'm not gonna do the same color that I did on my bronze as for my contour or bronzer. I'm gonna use this one, and I'm gonna use this in my crease. Let's see how this works. That's cute. Can you see the other one? Oh, that's cute, you guys. So here you can just leave it just like that. And at this point, you would put a little loose powder on the lids to set it, or you would take a, let's see if I have, oh, actually, you could take bronzer, or you could either take your bronzer, or you could take, I'm gonna use the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, right? That's close to my skin tone. And you can put that right on top to set it. Just like that, right? And then you can take a lip brush, and I'm gonna use the same one. And let's see if this is gonna work, guys. Use that as your lip liner. Let's see if it's gonna be deep enough. Nope, we're gonna go in with the darker one. Yes, better. Look at that. And then here's the kicker. You're gonna use one of these lighter concealers, and let's do this one on the end, in the middle. Let's see if it's gonna work. That works. And then you can take your favorite, almost clear, very clear gloss and go on top. And remember I told you, when you use anything like a concealer on your lips, it is really going to help your lip gloss to stay on even longer. So I'm gonna apply this with my finger. Yes. Oh, that's cute. Oh, it's cute, girl. Stop. That's cute. And then this is act like, let's get a very light mascara. This is for all my natural girls, right? You going to work, you don't do all them lashes stuff, right? Just a little bit. I'm not gonna do a lot because the next full glam look will be my lashes. Pretty soft and subtle. And you see how that concealer is peeping through to give you a pretty ombre look to a natural lip? This looks so pretty, soft, and natural. So we went from a very natural look to a little bit more of an everyday look by adding color in the crease, adding a little bit more color on the lip, though it is a natural look, and then adding mascara. Now, at this point, you would take your setting spray and set the face. But now, boo, we're about to go all in on a full glam look. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that same brush that I used to go here, and I'm gonna tap into, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna use my finger, and I'm gonna tap it into the purple because that's what I did on that video. And I'm gonna put that right on my lid, just like that. Girl, that was it. That was it right there. Ooh, that's cute. Ooh, girl, getting more. I want more. Oh, that is so cute. And then what you would do is you could take a shadow very close to that color. So this is a Juvia's Place palette. You could leave it like this now, to be honest, and you can put and just dust a little bit of a translucent powder on it to set. But if you want to intensify and take it to the next level, you would take a clean brush, tap it into a color that's very similar, like that, and just tap it on top to set it and to even intensify it. And then I would go back with, and I want to intensify the darker color. I'm gonna go back into this one. And do it right in the crease. Right there. Clean that up. You see how you can see it's like an artistry palette because you're mixing colors together? Yep, that would just go in there just like that to deepen that out. And I'm just using my finger just to blend it. And then I'm taking that triangle sponge here to just clean it up. Girl, yes. Wait, and now I'm about to do something that I didn't do the other day because I want to see how this looks like. This is a very dark brown. I'm not going to use the black. I'm gonna use this as a liner underneath. Let's see. Cute. Then I'm gonna go back to that purple shadow. Because remember, it's a cream, y'all. I'm gonna just take a little bit of that purple and tap that on top. To help set it. Girl, what about I just did like a little smoky eye? And I'm gonna always go back and clean it up. Ooh, y'all, that's cute. Now I'm going to intensify this blush a little bit. I'm gonna intensify it. Let's see. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the same one that I originally used as my contour and just put a little bit more. This time, y'all, I'm going straight from the palette. And then I'm gonna pop a little bit of this pink. Y'all ain't got me going. But at least you get to see how you can build. Oh, oh, girl, bye. That was what I needed, right? That was what I needed. Then I'm gonna take my beauty blender, spread a little bit, y'all, and then tap it. Ooh. Cute. What about this glow? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off this a little bit, just a little. You can see the concealer is still there, right? And I'm gonna put on a little bit of the pink, the same pink that I just used on my cheek. Just a little. And I'm gonna go back into the lip liner, the dark cream. Like that. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the same gloss and put it on top where that little bit of the pink will shine through. Oh, child, wait, hold on. Let me get my lashes. I'll be right back. Okay, girl, got my lashes on, right? Took it to another level. And so at this point, the only thing I would do is I would take my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder and I'm gonna put a little bit of that underneath my eye, right? Because I don't want that to move as well. I'm gonna take a little bit, tap it underneath. And not only that, it helps to brighten it up, right? Taking it underneath my nose, a little bit in my chin, a little bit down the bridge of my nose, because that's where I put the highlight. And then I would take my darker Sephora powder. So that one that I use is called medium. This one is called toffee. So I would take my toffee and I'll take a big fluffy brush and I would just tap. Not necessarily on the cheek area, but underneath and my forehead. Closer to the edges of my hairline. Then I will also take this with a smaller brush and bring it down here because I want to set that as well. And the lip is good, but if you felt like, oh my gosh, I want a little bit more definition, girl, just pull out your chestnut. Go around the edges. And that will give you just a little bit more definition. And the beauty is that, remember, we're mature women. So this cream makes your skin look dewy, makes it look hydrated, but you need this to last, girl. And I don't care what you're using, cream, no cream, powder. You better pull out your One Stop and spray. Because, girl, we need this to last. And then after that, girl, you're going to use your fan just to make sure everything is all dry. So pretty. And guess what? You know what I'm seeing now that I want to do? I want to take that purple up a little bit. I want to bring it up here. So this time I'm using it with my brush. I want to see it a little bit more up there. a little bit more up in that crease. Sometimes once you put the lashes on, your color can get lost, covered up. See how that's better? Yes, and now what I'm doing is I'm just gonna take a little bit translucent powder and set that on top. There we go. Girl, bye, come on. Just got on and let me take my hair down. Let me take my hair down. Let me take this headband off, girl. Let's see. Yes, child. Come on. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, so let me just say this before I give my final thoughts on Olivia's Cosmetics, right? No, Olivia Cosmetics. So I have been having so many women ask me about one-on-ones and also about my AI twins, right? I know you have the beauty of YouTube where you can literally follow along with me, right? But if you feel like you want one-on-one, you want a look that is customized to you, you want recommendations of products that are for your particular skin tone, skin texture, skin type, all of the things, I do offer a one-on-one consultation, and I will put that link in the description below. Now, I've also lately have been asked in my DMs about my AI twin. Listen, the girl is working for me, okay? The girl is working for me. When I cannot show up, she shows up and she does what I need her to do. Even when I'm sleeping, y'all, she's working, okay? But the beautiful thing is, you can take a class, the same class that I took. Girl, I learned how to do it in 48 hours, how to make my twin, right? And then I just practiced to perfect it, to get the outfits that I want, to get the scenery that I want. That part took practice as well. So if you're interested in having your own AI twin to have beautiful photos of yourself, or you do have a business and you want her to advertise your services, your products, the ideas are limitless of what you can use your AI twin for. And let me tell you what I am now doing. I am providing AI photo shoots, right? Say you have a special occasion coming up. It's your birthday. It's your milestone with something, or you need a new professional headshots. I am now providing that service. So if you don't want to take the time to learn it, to do it yourself, I can do it for you. And I am providing 5 images for only $49. And I'm so excited because I know that, first of all, I'm a creative type of person. I love creating different ideas with the AI, different sceneries, different outfits. I love all of that. And so I thought, you know what? Let me offer it to people who don't have time to learn it, but they like it and they would want it of themselves. So this is something that I am now offering, and you will see the link for this also down below. Now, getting back into this makeup, I love it. I cannot believe I have a palette where I have my concealer, I have blush, I have contour, I have bronzer, I have now some eyeshadow, and I have lip color, all in one beautiful palette. The only thing I'm honestly going to say is, you still need to set whatever it is that's on your face. You have to set it, whether you're going to set it with powder, which I highly recommend, or just your setting spray. It doesn't matter, but it needs to be set. I'm going to say do powder and setting spray, but if you like that total glowy look, and I know some women, I've done some women's faces where the creams really worked well for them because they were so dry. They had not taken care of their skin the way they probably should have in their younger years. And so now their skin was of a certain texture. And so the creams just worked beautiful on them. And then just setting it with the spray is enough. So I honestly love it. I think you will love it too. You've seen what it can do. It's still a beautiful, even though this is the high glam of it, you saw how it looks just very natural. And then you saw the next layer of maybe just a work look. And then here with lashes and a little bit more color on the eye and more contour, you see the possibilities of what this palette can do for you. So that's it. I'm so excited to have shown you something new, girl. I'm excited. I cannot wait to continue to wear this and play with this each and every day. And every time I create something new with it, I'll be sure to let you guys know. So if this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Darlene. I am so excited to show you guys all the beauty hacks and tricks and tips that I have. And if this is the kind of content you like, girl, welcome on over. Go ahead, hit the subscribe. More importantly, give me a like, y'all. Give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that whenever I do upload new content, you'll be the first to see it and to know. And for my day ones, as always, thank you. I love you. I so appreciate you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.